Hey, good afternoon. Give me just 30 seconds and we will get things kicked off. Good afternoon. This is our seventh session for 30-day blueprint for new real estate agents. So appropriate time today because I actually just was talking to a uh, area manager and actually had an agent mention to them that if they had to use AI, they're done with the real estate world. And I was just like blown away by that statement. So crazy. So I feel like there's kind of a fear and panic that's setting into the real estate world through, by way of AI. I think it's just an incredible opportunity. I wish I was younger to embrace it because the technology that's actually at our fingertips is absolutely mind boggling. And I think those who embrace it and embrace the areas of pain that are in the real estate world can really set themselves up for a very fruitful career, intrinsically and monetarily. So for those of you who don't know, my name is John Collins. I've committed the past 3 weeks. This will be week number 4. The past 30 days, we're committing to giving a playbook to new real estate agents. What would I do if I was brand new getting back in the business? So today we're actually going to be focusing on AI. But before we do that, I want to go over just some of the things that we've talked about so far. Now, the first week we talked about market insights, where the market is, and most importantly, how to build your sphere of influence. And we'll touch on that in a little bit more in just a second. Week number 2, social media. Week number 3, niche specialization. I am a huge fan of finding the pain inside the real estate world, offering different solutions. And I feel like that is one of the gateways to protect yourself from AI. And it's coming in at a faster pace than I even imagined. So, and I'm kind of a big AI person right now, as far as a sponge for learning in that area. And then, so we're going to be covering that today. And then at the final session, which will be on Wednesday, I'm going to give people a glimpse of what I do. I actually enjoy doing webinars. I teach people all about down payment assistance programs and grants, diving into the pain points first-time home buyers think or perceive that they have, which is money. I always tell people, for me, I know about these programs. The money is the easy part. So with that being said, the first session, we covered the industry, the market snapshots. Where do I see short-term, long-term gains, the strategic? So for me, just to give you an aerial view of what we covered right now, the industry is changing very quickly. Okay. What was predicted to take a 5-year plan as far as AI to implement, it's actually now been shortened to a 3-year plan as of the last updates with some of the AI models. They are learning at a rate that is now on a 3-year course to disrupt the real estate world in a big way. Mortgage world is already being disrupted. It's being disrupted quite quietly, in my opinion. AI is making decisions on all of the vanilla transactions right now. So now, where is that going to be taking us? I feel it's either you embrace AI or you will be left behind. So session number 2, we talked about one of the ways I think one of the things that I missed on was keeping my sphere of influence updated. Okay. It's crucial that not only you have your sphere of influence's name, email address, and phone number, you got to have their property addresses. This is going to be the point of attack that AI is going to capitalize on. So if you have your customer's home address or sphere of influence's address, you're going to be able to offer educational content on a geographic level. And that's going to strike a chord with people, whether it's updated CMAs to their properties, to just solds, to just listeds, to all kinds of stuff that you will be able to automate. So it is very important that you have those addresses. That's one area that trusted advisor's been harping on for me for a couple of years, and I did not listen, and I regret that right now. Fortunately, there are some AI tools out there where you can append your database to add the address in there with a high degree of likelihood. So, it's actually an 80 to 90% success rate. So I'm in the process of embracing or leveraging AI to do that for me as well. So don't underestimate the power of your sphere of influence. And more importantly, by having that address and those other tools, you can build a moat around it. Because like I said, the big boys are coming, okay? And that would be like the Zillows or the Rockets and Redfins. They're coming. They are 100% going after those vanilla deals, okay? And as a result, if you don't think the margins are going to get compressed, you're crazy. They are going to compress those margins and force agents into the areas where they can't disrupt. And those are the pain points that need those human touches, which I'll touch on in just a minute. So very important. That is one of the pillars that your sphere of influence is the first pillar. This next thing that we talked about, how to get some quick wins in real estate. Well, for me, when I got back into real estate about 12 years ago, success wasn't an option. I needed to hit the ground running right away. And one of the ways that I did that was to actually contact my fellow agents and ask them if I can advertise their listings. But I did a little bit of a twist on that. Rather than just advertise the listings, I tried to put those in front of first-time home buyers, educating them on the different down payment assistance programs and grants that were out there at the time so they could purchase with just a few $1,000s out of pocket. That type of content creates a tremendous amount of inbound traffic. And I am all about inbound traffic. So with that being the case, now you can be that authority figure or trusted advisor that's going to give them the educational content on how to purchase with very little money out of pocket. Okay. So, but you have to be prepared for the amount of inbound traffic because you are sifting through quite a bit. But without fail, once I would get several of those, I actually would run 10 ads. I'd get about 100 DMs a day. Out of those DMs, I would talk to them, get maybe 10 people on the phone. And from there, kind of get in tune with what their current situation was like so I could put myself in their shoes. Send them off to lenders for pre-approvals, and then bam, I'm out showing houses. Okay. So typically there you can pick up you could actually make a decent career out of this, but it is very labor intensive. Now with AI being able to pick up a lot of the lifting in that space, I'm actually looking at doing that rebuilding or reviving that whole model, but automating it. So anyway, so for quick wins, great way. Another way is open houses. So, I'm a big fan of open houses to get some people. I realize open houses can get overwhelming, but try to do it with 2 people. And my own goal was just to walk away with a couple of leads. That's it. Okay. Next one, how to stand out. In my mind, the way the market is going right now, look at the big boys. They are going after the vanilla transactions. Like I said, they're going to compress those margins. With that being said, if you want to stand out, you need to find a niche. And we covered some of those niches, whether it's foreclosure, probates. There were about 10 niches that we rattled off. Go back and watch the video on that. I would suggest you get in tune with those niches. And you don't need to know everything. You just need to know more than the general population. So with AI, you can actually give all kinds of educational content out there. And if anybody wants to specialize in a niche, watch my webinar on Wednesday when I go behind the scenes with my webinars on how I market to first-time home buyers with down payment assistance programs and grants. It is all automated through Go High Level. Happy to take anybody's right behind the scenes and see exactly what I do and give you a feel for the numbers, okay? This niche specialization is key, okay? There are plenty of people out there doing first-time home buyer webinars. Those are like dime a dozen. But when you can strike a pain point and then know how to get in front of that audience, that's game-changing, okay? So I feel with some of the niche specialization, it's very profitable on the real estate side for the referrals. Okay. You've got geographic and demographic ways to target people inside any niche. And all you have to do is figure out where it is and develop a framework to market to it. Okay. I think webinars are awesome. I have people that reach out to me. Hey, would you do a webinar in this niche? I am open to learning and doing webinars in any type of real estate niche you can throw at me. I've been doing this almost 40 years. There's very few situations that haven't hit my radar. It's important that once you do this, you develop some case studies that we can pass along. Okay. But you need to have a clearly defined niche in order to do that. Session 6, we talked about the advantage of education first. For right now, in my mind, if you want to build a brand, you need to do it through education. The day of selling anything is gone. Okay. But by building that educational content, you're going to build trust. You're going to become that authority in the space. And as a result, you are going to get that inbound traffic coming in, and it's going to be consistent. Okay. And with AI, it's very easy to build this. It's important that you embrace AI and enter your information as quickly as possible so AI gets to know you. You need to get off your wallet and you need to subscribe to certain AI tools. And that's what we're going to cover today. So first thing, essential AI tools for real estate agents. Okay. I mean, I have ChatGPT and we have Canva. Okay. Big fan of those. Right now, I'm the biggest fan of Claude. Okay. Claude is by far and away, I think, one of the best tools out there. Now, ChatGPT actually has more knowledge, but I think mining that knowledge is a pain. Okay. If you don't input the exact prompt, ChatGPT gives up. Where if you go to Claude, you put in a prompt and it doesn't get the data or doesn't get the answer, it continuously looks for alternative ways to get it. So as a result, I like Claude for that. In addition to, I've taken everything that I have ever done, okay, be it books, webinar transcriptions, text, emails, whatever videos that can be transcribed, you name it, anything that you have, and upload that to Claude. And guess what? It starts to learn how you roll. Now, Claude makes all of our ads, all of my scripts, and it is almost effortless for me when I get a script in front of me because it's actually how I would write it. It's uncanny. So big fan of Claude right now. And now that Claude Co-work is out there, oh my gosh, it's just next level. So now you got to ante up. And in my mind, at the very least, you want to pay for Claude. Okay, $20 a month. You can upload all your information. It's going to give you a totally different experience. And then there's ChatGPT. ChatGPT, you can actually connect with Canva. I'm not sure if we can do that with Claude yet, but it's awesome because it'll give you suggestions, create different thumbnails or whatever you like, put it into Canva for you. And then all you have to do is modify the changes or modify the things you don't like that AI created. Or you can push them back and forth. Kind of crazy that way. So I think it's important that you get your list and your routine down and automate it as much as you can. Okay. Download Claude. I think it's called Co-work. Let me double check here. And yes, it's called Claude Co-work. I've just been introduced to it, haven't committed to memory. There's so many AI tools coming at me right now. It's insane. But Claude Co-work, great tool. Download it. Ask it to remind you or create this content, and it'll put it in your inbox every day. All you have to do is go through, proofread it, and then post it if it knows you that well. You know, sometimes there might be subtle changes you make, but you want to automate as much of that content as you can. So there are some other tools out there that are on the horizon that will automate your videos, automate your slideshows, things like that. I don't have 100% faith in them yet. I'm actually in the process of setting those up, and I'll try to keep people posted as those things mature. So right now, using CMAs, using AI for CMAs and in-depth market analysis, I mean, those tools have been out there for a while. So I'm sure you have access to those. Automating email campaigns. I would encourage you to start building a campaign for your emails and follow-up sequences. AI can do this stuff for you. So you don't have to, if you don't trust it, just have it draft you the responses. So give it access to your email. Let it respond to every email out there. Let it learn how you type, how you work, how you think, and then just keep it in a draft mode and then go through and proofread it. If you don't like it, change it, but make sure AI knows you're changing it. Okay. Let it learn from you. Okay. Recognizing what AI cannot replace. Well, that's the trust and the relationships. And I feel like that comes by being that authority figure that introduces educational content. Now, one thing that's important, as you're introducing the educational content in everything I do, I am never selling. Okay. That's for an older person like me. I mean, I'm actually going to be 62 this year. It's hard because we're used to selling. Okay. But no one wants to be sold anymore. Those days are gone. What they want is free educational content. They take that content, confirm it with whatever AI platform or search engine. And as long as you pass the smell test, like this guy's trustworthy, he's giving us good value, hopefully they circle back to you. I hate to say it, but that's just the way the world is right now, and it's the way that it works. But once you can become that authority and that trusted advisor in the space, people will rely on you, and they will send you referrals. Whether that takes 30, 60, 90 days, hard to say. Okay. But you go in with that mindset and good things will happen. And then the next thing, action, implement 2 new AI tools into your workflow. Okay. So Claude can actually create your workflows right now. Go into CoWork, ask it to draft a workflow for a certain campaign for you. You'll be shocked what it's going to deliver. Okay. Depending upon who you are sending it to, they will create workflows. Now, I actually work inside of Go High Level. And Claude is so advanced right now, I can ask it to create a workflow for Go High Level, and boom. All we have to do is take it, plug it in, make a few adjustments, and we're off and running. And that includes the landing pages for Go High Level. Insane right now. There are some other tools on the horizon that are taking things next level right now. Okay. And I challenge, if you are a real estate agent, I challenge you to get in tune with some of these things that are on the horizon. Right now, Claude Code, obviously a fan of that. I'm actually on a spree right now trying to learn OpenClaw. What OpenClaw can do from an AI model is mind-boggling. Okay. Imagine if you have an AI agent. Claude will not only manage that AI agent, it will teach you how to manage a bunch of sub-agents, and it will point you in the direction of where the educational content is, or whatever database or AI you're diving into. It'll try to find the one that does it most cost effectively. So OpenClaw is going to be crashing the industry, real estate industry, quite hard, in my opinion. I am all about learning that and taking it to the next level. So if there's one, two, let's see, 3, I would definitely do ChatGPT. Most people have Canva. We definitely have to have Claude. Is probably at the top of my list. And then right below that, I would say OpenClaw, then ChatGPT. Those would be the 3 things that I would pick up. Oh, and by the way, OpenClaw is free. And ChatGPT, I don't know that, you could even do the free version there. When it comes to Claude, I'd probably pay for that. Okay. Because I just see so much value in that from an educational preparation standpoint. So those are today's tips. AI, building authority, creating value for lead generation. And next time we meet, I'm going to go over and we're going to tap into session 8, webinars and live sessions. We're going to try to tie all of this together. Okay. All of the tools that we went over earlier, how these webinars teach you how to build instant credibility. Okay. How to have high converting topics. Okay. Don't just throw up home buyer webinars. We'll talk about the next level. Okay. How do we push people to those webinars? Okay. I actually run ads through Facebook Marketplace that typically take about $5 a person. So if I put $500 out there, I've got 100 people signing up for my webinar. Out of that 100 people, I'll get 40 people to show up, 10 people to watch my replay. And from there, 20% of them will, at the very least, 20% will schedule calls. And in the short term, 20% of those will buy houses in the next 30 to 60 days. And then another 20% might watch another webinar or two and rinse and repeat. Okay. So for those, I use Go High Level. Okay. I do it through Zoom. I'll stream it to LinkedIn, Facebook Live, YouTube, you name it, any place we can stream it to through StreamYard. It's also important that you get your sphere of influence there. You want your sphere of influence to know that you are a trusted advisor in certain areas of real estate, okay? Those pain points may not deal with your sphere of influence, but they know that you're out there and you're a player and you're still top of mind, okay? They may not tune into my webinars, but they know I'm out there doing it and there's a certain audience that I help. Now, for me, I'm all about giving back. I love helping in underserved communities. So I concentrate my first-time home buyer webinars in those areas, and my sphere knows that. They know that that's my passion and that's my way of giving back. So find one that you like, find some type of vertical or some type of pain point that you can get into in real estate. Like I said, foreclosures, probates, heck, even there's a way to work in bankruptcies. I've got divorce attorneys right now. So there's a lot of different sleeves out there. If you just want to bounce something off me, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to give you my input on that. And I will show you the actual conversion. What do we use? How do we follow up with Go High Level? It's a very, very intense platform. Oh, and by the way, Go High Level, I think AI is probably going to replace that in a couple of years too. As powerful as Go High Level is, and as robust a system as it is with regards to, for my webinars, follow-up, and all of those things that it does, and it does an incredible job, I do see there's going to be a day where we can have all of those tasks plug into an AI agent, and they will farm it all out to sub-agents, whether it's through OpenClaw, who knows? AI is changing at such a quick rate right now. We really have no idea where things are going to be. Like I said, what I thought was going to take 5 years, I think right now it's down to 3 years. And truth be told, we're already 1 year into it when you think about it. It wasn't too long ago. Actually, it was about a year ago when someone tuned me into what AI could do. And what I did was I went out to ChatGPT at the time, and I asked it to please do a search of all the homes in any town USA and give me a list of all of the properties and whatever price range, how many baths, square footage, whatever. And you know what? AI went out there, scraped Zillow for all of those properties, and then said, hey, by the way, we like what Redfin's doing. We're going to add Redfin to it. Didn't even ask Redfin. Okay. Next thing I know, it's giving me a spreadsheet with everybody in a spreadsheet. And at that time, I said, can you please make offers to every seller at 50 cents on the dollar just to joke around with it? And it came back and said, I can't do that yet, but I can do letters. Would you like me to draft letters that you can mail to each one of these sellers to make offers at 50 cents on the dollar? So I did it. That was a year ago. I did that same search last week. And do you know what happened? It couldn't do it. Okay. So it couldn't do it because guess who is already inside these AI bots with ChatGPT and Claude? Okay. It's Zillow and Rocket. Okay. They are positioned in there to be the person. So that's my opinion. Okay. I feel like what I could do 12 months ago is blocked right now. They won't allow that type of search any longer. What they will allow is they'll give you a list of certain things, but it will be limited, and that data probably will be sold and harvested as a result. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So I feel like the quicker we get up on top of this as an industry, the better it is. Now, I mean, my license hangs at Keller Williams. I'd like to think that Keller Williams would be on top of it, but we're talking about large companies that can't pivot and be as nimble as we can as agents. So there are ways for us to market to every one of those pain points out there. And as I start to develop this stuff for AI, I will share it with you. But if you want access to any of that stuff, please feel free to reach out to me. I would like to actually maybe start a focus group for AI just to get everybody's input. Right now, as crazy as it sounds, I'm in an office with 300 agents and I reach out and it's like crickets. And the reason it's crickets, agents just don't want to open their eyes to what's actually coming. And I guess, some people may look at me as an alarmist that way, but I'm telling you, it is moving at such a fast pace right now. It's exciting. So just this weekend, I was programming OpenClaw to basically go out and obtain all the properties in a certain city, put it in the spreadsheet, and for marketing purposes. And it did it. Okay. It took a few hours of programming and what I can and can't do. Now the next steps are, what are we going to do with that data? Who are we going to ask permission to market it to? So there's a whole plan that I have set up for that. But the reason I share that with you is you need to find a pain point, how you can introduce value to that pain point. And then if you just follow the AI breadcrumbs, it'll take you there. Okay. So, but at the very least right now, you want to start learning about it because it is coming. And if you're waiting for someone else to develop the tools to give it to you, I feel like if you wait that long, the possibility to brand in certain pain point areas is going to be gone. Someone's going to beat you to that race. So for example, if you want to be that divorce attorney person that can deliver value in that space, and there are ways to do it, you just have to look for it. Heck, give me a call. I'll be happy to share the plan that somebody's doing in Lansing, Michigan here. Okay. He has a couple of dozen bankruptcy attorneys that refer him everything. And that's because he provides educational content on a routine basis. And he's a go-to guy. Okay. Imagine if I take that plan and share that out. That's what we're looking to do. Same for foreclosures. Foreclosures are actually increasing at a level that nobody's really watching. Okay. But it's 2 or 3 times what it was a year ago. There are opportunities there. There's opportunities in all messy areas of real estate. You just need to take a step in, analyze it. Heck, you can use AI, use ChatGPT, use Claude. Ask it how to market into those spaces. How can I introduce value into the foreclosure market using this, and it'll map out a whole plan for you. Whether it's realistic or not, that's up to you. You're going to have to learn the different AI tools to get to it, because it's all about, in my mind, it's about branding yourself in those certain niches and resolving the pain points that they have to deal with on a daily basis. And then you will naturally become the authority figure for it. So anyways, that's it for today. I did not check any questions out there. YouTube, yes. Oh, you know what? If you go back, I actually have 6 prior sessions that are recorded that go over everything in detail. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always open to a phone call. You can actually go to my website, owntheroof.com, and you'll see, go under the resources, book a call link, book a call with me. I'll be happy to chat and give you my input and share whatever tools I have. I will be sharing all my tools that I use for my webinars on our next session on Wednesday. Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you all very much for watching. My name is John Collins. I appreciate you carving out time today for our Lunch and Learn. Looking forward to possibly picking this up every Wednesday at 12, just to kind of give you updates on where things are, industry, different tools that are out there, and maybe some of the success stories that I'm encountering. But for me, it's all about inbound marketing. Okay. I am not an outbound marketing guy. Don't get me wrong. I put my time in making those cold calls years ago. Never liked them. So as a result, I always look for different sleeves where I can introduce value so I can get those phones ringing on an inbound way. Okay, good. Well, thank you all very much. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Goodbye.